Welcome to another episode of Undercard Heroes. My name is Francisco.
And I'm Heather.
And today we're going to be talking about how our bets have been doing, and we'll give you some picks for UFC Fight Night, Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales. Ready?
Let's get into it.
We missed the mark at UFC 315 with Alexa Grasso and Bilal Muhammad both losing. That brought us down to $360.57. Hopefully we can get back on track here with these picks. For this fight night, we've got Sodiq Yusuff at plus 130 underdog, Michael Morales minus 550, and Rodolfo Bellato at minus 440. We're going to do a 2-pick round robin again at $25. So that's going to give us every combination of 2. And then we're also going to do the 3-pick parlay for $25, giving us total payout $258.17 on a $100 bet.
I'm new to the UFC, so Francisco is going to explain his picks to me.
All right, first fight I want to talk about on this card, Sodiq Yusuff versus Marião Santos. Now, I'm pretty sure someone's getting knocked out in this fight. These are two guys that like to stand and fight. They have almost no takedowns on their records, and so I really think, Sodiq Yusuff throws 5 significant strikes per minute, while Marião Santos throws 4. So I really think someone's getting knocked out in this, and I think that the winner is going to be Sodiq Yusuff. I say that because he's got more experience than Marião Santos coming into this fight. He's been in there with Arnold Allen, Edson Barbosa, almost finished Edson Barbosa in the first round. And most recently with Diego Lopez. Got finished by Diego Lopez, but I'm thinking that, he's learned a lot in these fights that he's had, probably especially from the Edson Barbosa fight, just on how to pace himself, how to, sustain his energy throughout the fight. Ultimately, I think, Marião Santos, his key to victory in this is going to be his defense. He blocks 70% of strikes, whereas Sodiq Yusuff only blocks 53% of strikes that come to him. So this is going to be a fantastic fight, but I'm giving it to Sodiq Yusuff.
I was looking at these numbers, and at first I thought Marião Santos had the advantage, seeing that he has a lot more wins and a lot fewer losses. But it sounds like those numbers may be a little bit inflated because they're not all in the UFC. Is that what's going on with those numbers?
Exactly. So Marião Santos, this is his 3rd fight in the UFC. His most recent fight was a controversial decision win, where even he came out and said that he lost that fight. So I would say, this is his 3rd fight in the UFC. Sodiq Yusuff, like I said, has more experience and is probably going to come out on top.
Makes sense.
Next fight I want to talk about, Rodolfo Bellato versus Paul Craig. This fight, I really want Paul Craig to win this fight. I think I really like him. He's one of my favorite fighters. But, and I was going to come on here and say Paul Craig, but I just don't know what he's going to look like coming back up to light heavyweight. He was at middleweight for quite a while. Now he's coming back up to light heavyweight. He started at light heavyweight, went to middleweight, light heavyweight. Most recently had a decision loss against Bo Nickel, which has not aged well. So we'll see how he does now that he's back at light heavyweight, but I really don't know what he's going to look like. And Rodolfo Bellato has only 2 losses on his record, both of them coming from the same guy, Vitor Petrino, who knocked him out. And in his most recent fight against Jimmy Crute, that one went to a draw. But in the first round, Jimmy Crute really had him hurt. He came out fast, came out strong, almost put him away in the first round, got him to the ground, wobbled him. So for Paul Craig to win this, I think he's going to have to do something similar to what Jimmy Crute did in that first round. He's going to have to come out fast, he's going to have to come out strong, he's going to have to put it on Rodolfo Bellato, either knock him out or get a submission win early, and I just don't see him doing that, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to give this one to Rodolfo Bellato, even though I want Paul Craig to win this fight.
Yeah, it's interesting to predict when someone moves a weight class. There's a lot of variables happening.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what Paul Craig looks like now that he's back at light heavyweight.
That'll be fun to watch.
All right, last fight I want to talk about here is Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales. This is another fight where I really want Gilbert Burns to win this fight. I have been on Team Gilbert Burns for a while now, and there was a point where it looked like he was going to get the title shot, and then they put him against Belal Muhammad, and they told them, you two duke it out, and the winner gets the title shot, which I hated to see. I wanted both of them to win, but didn't happen. Belal obviously won, got the title shot, and now Gilbert Burns is looking at a losing streak here, 3-fight losing streak. But you know, he's fought some of the best fighters in this welterweight division during that streak. I mean, his losses have been to Sean Brady, Belal Muhammad, Jack Della Maddalena, Hamzat, and so these are top level guys that he's losing to. So definitely still fantastic fighter in this division, but I just think that Michael Morales, this new up-and-coming undefeated prospect, has, you know, fantastic striking, great boxer, and we saw how, you know, Gilbert Burns fared against Jack Della Maddalena, who's also a fantastic striker, boxer. Jack was able to really put it on him, and so I think that Gilbert Burns is now in this sort of gatekeeper role, and I think Michael Morales is going to get past him. I think his striking is going to be too much for Gilbert Burns, and ultimately I think Michael Morales gets the win here.
The first thing that stood out to me looking at this was the difference in their reaches. An 8-inch difference, to me, I've never seen that big of a range there between the two fighters. So it seems like, especially, you know, being taller, having that longer reach really puts Michael Morales at an advantage, especially with that striking. Is that where you think that power is coming from?
It's definitely an advantage having such a huge reach advantage over Gilbert Burns. I mean, Michael Morales, too, is coming off of a fantastic knockout win of Neil Magny. And so I just think that he's got fantastic striking. He's really going to put it on Gilbert Burns, and he's going to get the win here.
So crazy. Yeah, that sounds really great.
Thank you, everyone, for watching Undercard Heroes.
So what do you think of Francisco's picks? Did you agree with him? Is there anything that we left out? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thanks, everyone.